Wondery Plus subscribers can listen to Crime and Sports early and ad-free right now. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.
In the depths of an Atlanta forest, a clash between activists and authorities ends in tragedy. I'm Matthew Scher, and on my new podcast, We Came to the Forest, we expose the hidden truths behind a shootout that left one activist dead and countless lives forever changed. Binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest ad-free on Wondery Plus.
And welcome to Crime and Sports.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on another wild edition of Crime and Sports. As always, it's been extra crazy lately, though.
Yeah,
we've had Sergio Mitre, again, sorry about that.
Gross. Yeah.
Sorry you had to know that story existed.
Now you know it.
I can't apologize for telling it. It happened, but I'm sorry that you had to just even hear about it, because it does. That was the worst story ever. And then the Pappases, more disaster.
Yeah.
And then today we have just a party of stupidity.
Oh, great.
It's brain damage sports, and this guy when you think about brain damage, you know what I mean? You think about this guy. It's if you were to say, I'd like to outlaw boxing because it makes people crazy, you'd use this guy as an example. Not that I'm saying you should do that. I was saying if someone wanted to do that, you'd have like 3-4 examples. This guy'd be at the top of the list, I believe.
All right.
As far as bad things happen. It's a wild story. We'll get into it. It's boxing, so what do you expect?
Yeah.
First of all, very quickly, shutupandgivememurder.com.
Oh.
What's available there? Lots of shit. Merch.
Tell me more.
New stuff up all the time. Tickets to live shows. Come out and see Small Town Murder live.
Yes.
They're all sold out up to August 12th, which is Chicago. Get your tickets for Chicago, and then later on in the year, still a lot of sold outs, but we have Philly, D.C., Dallas, and Charlotte and Atlanta still available. Yeah. So get those tickets right now, and shutupandgivememurder.com. We're excited for the rest of the year. You also certainly want the bonus episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Patreon.com/crime and sports is where you get all the bonus stuff. You want more? We got plenty more here. Anybody $5 a month or above, you get the whole back catalog. It's like a couple hundred episodes to check out of bonus episodes. And then every other week, you get 2 new episodes.
Hey!
One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder, and you get access to it all. This week for Crime and Sports, what you're going to get has nothing to do with sports. Has everything to do with me and Jimmie giggling for an hour, because it's going to be amazing. We're going to talk about Stairway to Stardom, which was a public access television show in New York from the late 70s to the early 90s where people sang, whatever, terribly, and it's like a star search. Public access star search. It's amazing. We're going to have clips of the songs. You want to hear an Indian guy sing New York, New York? We got you covered. Put it that way.
You want to hear shockingly bad stand-up? Oh, we got it.
Wow,
yeah,
do we have it. And we'll be dying laughing. So check that out. And for Small Town Murder, it's that time again, the prisoner dating game, baby. That's right. 4 bachelors, 4 bachelorettes. They have one thing in common. Well, 2 things, actually. Number 1, Jimmie is choosing between them. That's the first thing. Second thing, they're all incarcerated from a violent felony. And so Jimmie's going to choose one of each based on nothing but their own profiles and their own description and, the sweet scent that they put out to lure you into the flower. And then once he chooses them, then he gets to see how bad of a choice did he make? What did they do? Who are they? It's going to be a lot of fun. It's always my favorite, the prisoner dating game. That is patreon.com/crime and sports. And you get a shout out at the end of the show where Jimmie is going to mispronounce your name. It's going to be bad, but you'll enjoy it. So that said, I think it's time to get into this with our asshole of the week. Let's do it here. Gervonta Davis. Do you know who he is? Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank is his nickname. He is a boxer, a current boxer, still going.
Is that right?
He's got fights scheduled, for Christ's sake. He's going here. Now, this is one of those episodes where it's going to be a lot of Wire references because he's a West Baltimore guy.
Is he really?
He has a connection to the real Dennis Wise.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so it's...
Oh, he taught him how to box?
The real Dennis Wise didn't didn't train kids to box.
Oh,
the real Dennis Wise was a murderous lunatic.
Oh, my God.
The real Dennis Wise's son, apparently, taught people to box. So that's how that goes. But he knew Dennis Wise. So, I mean, that's
Dennis Wise Jr.
The Junior Wise, obviously. So we'll get into this here. He is born November 7th, 1994.
Oh, my God.
So he is a youngin' here.
He's a baby.
He is a baby. He's a youngin'. We'll say that. November 7th, 1994. He's born Grace. Let's go with that's going to be Grace right there.
Welcome to Baltimore.
Welcome to, he's born into Baltimore. When we tell you about his parents, you go, oh, yeah, the best day of his life was in the hospital when someone was taking care of him for fucking a couple hours. It's not good. Little guy, too. When he grows up, 5'5.5".
Oh.
This is, well, he's like a light welterweight type of guy.
Yeah.
So, he's boxer, as we said. Now, let's talk about his parents here. Let's
do that. Yeah.
Let's find out why having mucus sucked from your lungs is the best day of your life for this guy. Okay. His father, his name is Garrin Davis, Garrin, which I've never heard that as a name before. Garrin? No.
Garrick? No, never Garrin.
His mother's name was Kenya Brown, and the problem is both of them have huge coke and crack problems here.
Oh, boy.
Huge addiction problems. Like, I don't know if you've seen The Corner. You seen The Corner or read The Corner, the David Simon follow-up to Homicide?
Read.
It's
You're adorable.
Before the... Yeah, I know you haven't read it, but it was a miniseries on HBO.
All right. No, I don't recall it.
Okay, that it was from the mid-'90s is when it was from. David Simon went on the street and basically picked this neighborhood and picked these few people and followed them around for a year, much like the Homicide book, and they're all just drug addict families. See how the kids come up, see what happens to the people. It's interesting as fuck. I mean, it's
slow burn, huh?
It's follow Bubbles around for a year and all the other crackheads from the neighborhood, and this is what you get. It's interesting. So that's right around this period, and these people sound exactly like the people from the book. I mean, it's like it's so exactly like that. So he ends up being taken. Gervonta goes from one foster home to another.
Oh, he's a ward of the state?
Oh, yeah. His parents are in and out of prison. Both of them are in jail, in prison, on the street, getting picked up. I mean, it's a constant. We've all seen The Wire. You know that it's a constant cycle that's going on here. And they're just, both of his parents were just, they were on the street. They were in, as Dookie put it, on that stuff. That was all there is to Mike's mom's on that stuff.
Yeah.
Dookie really is the saddest part of that show.
I really wanted to just be his friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The poor bastard.
Like Randy, everyone feels bad for Randy because Randy ended up in foster home and his house got firebombed up. But Randy was a snitch. That was the thing. Yeah. Randy wouldn't even be pressed to the wall, and he'd just be like, "I'll tell you some more shit." Like he was just a fucking snitch from day one. So he had to kind of expect some of the shit that he got. Dookie was a down motherfucker. He was cool for you.
And a sweetheart of a kid.
Yeah, he got his ass beat on the corner, and Mike was like, I'll fuck that dude up. And he was like, nah, man, don't even worry about it. Like, he's just like, I don't know, I probably deserved it. I probably did something stupid. So it's fucking crazy, man. So I'm picturing, Dookie running around and all this.
Yeah.
So his dad, Garrin here, the New York Times would interview him later on because Gervonta becomes a very good fighter here. He's a champion and everything else. And Garrin told the New York Times he spent most of his time in jail, so hard to be around for the kid here. He said he made a lot of sacrifices. A lot of the friends he had, because he made the choice to come here, didn't end up where they at. He didn't end up where they at. Okay. Meaning he chose boxing, the son, rather than his friends.
Friends that he ran with, they went to jail, and he's here. Yeah.
Picture on the wire, Cuddy's gym, all the kids in there. Some of them wander back to the corner. You got your spiders, wander back to the corner. Some of them are staying in there. Some of them are working. This is a kid who just stays in the gym while Michael and Spider and the rest of them wander back to the corner and do their shit. Like,
go do dumb shit.
Yeah, this is what he did. So Garrin was born in 1968. He did complete high school, actually.
Really?
He has a high school diploma from Woodlawn High School, like Heyman, Lee, and Adnan there. Yep, same thing. And he was in the space and defense industry. He had a job there. He worked also at Smithfield Packing Company as a meat wrapper from 2010 to 2013.
Oh, Smithfield's that shitty meat.
Yeah, that's not good. That's like Carl's Budding.
Yeah. But there's also videos of their fucking workers torturing animals.
Oh, yeah, it's probably for fun. They're like, it makes the meat taste worse. We only sell shit meat, so really fuck those animals up good. Was it them that did that?
Make the ham.
Are you
sour.
sure?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was Smithfield. I'm about 100% positive.
Let's say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Let's not throw out defamatory statements just in case. I think it was them.
I'm about 100% positive with Smithfield. I think they're in Carolina or some shit.
And I think that Carl's Budding, they do it also probably just like I said, just to make the meat worse.
Funsies,
This is like, this meat is too good. Shit, we need to make it worse.
Yeah.
So his mom, Kenya Brown, here's her 2014 birthday post to Gervonta. Okay. On this day, 20 years ago, I went into labor with my last little boy. At this time, I was struggling. I didn't have my family. The only ones that were there is God first and foremost, his late Aunt Kim Davis. Well, God and Kim Davis, that's who you expect to be there.
They hang together.
They hang. Yeah. If you see God, Kim's probably parking the car. You know what I mean?
Kim Davis.
Yeah.
She brings the car around maybe. But either
God's got a little limp, so you gotta drop him off by the curb and you go park.
She's not too far if you see God.
No, she's there. She's just straightening up some shit.
Kim Davis.
And so God, Kim Davis, they're both there. Uncle Red, may they rest in peace. Without them, I don't know what I would have done. This is a birthday post for Gervonta.
Uncle Red was there too.
Uncle Red, Kim Davis, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's a bunch of death. Now, I love you, son.
Now maybe she'll get into that now. People cast him out, and oh, how I know that feeling so well. God's grace and mercy kept us. Amen. All I can say is amen. All I can say is look at us now. Screaming, shouting, crying, in parentheses. Happy birthday, Gervonta Davis. The bond we have is priceless. I love you. Your number one fan, Mom. Have a blessed day.
Holy.
Yeah. So that
sounds like she's on that stuff.
She's either on that stuff or really off that stuff and on that Jesus, and that's making her be extra.
One way or another, she's on the stuff.
She's on that stuff. She's got some form of something pumping through her brains, coming out, pumping through her body, coming out in the form of adrenaline, I feel like, to type that shit. So she said that guilt and regret is what she feels about his childhood, which, I mean, people fuck up and then they get better.
It hurts, yeah.
She said, quote, he always told me not to feel bad, but being a mother, I did feel bad about the things he experienced in his life. I don't want him to go through what I went through.
Sure.
But he did already.
Yeah.
He grew up in foster care. That's going through some shit.
Right. And he went through that because of what you were going through.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She says that she knows she wasn't a model mother. Her sons, plural, were taken from her and placed in foster care while she was in and out of jail and smoking crack, so that's a problem. Now, Gervonta says he remembers sneaking into his mother's room and finding a lot of pill bottles, too. So, yeah, she's on lots of stuff here. Gervonta briefly lived with his father after his father was released from prison, but he said that his father had drug problems, too, and, that's how that was. So it didn't really work very well. He said, too, that when he's a teenager, all the marijuana smoked in the house would sap his endurance in the ring. He gets I don't know how much weed is in this house, but enough to give you a contact high that'll make you tired in the ring, which it seems like a lot of weed would have to be smoked for that.
It would drag you down hours later.
Yeah, hours later. You hang out in my house. That doesn't do that to you, right? No. So even in the studio, for fuck's sake, it's a small room.
I do sleep like a baby, but it's not like... It's not like
you could go 10 rounds, though.
Yeah. I could run from somebody for 10 rounds.
Yeah, why not? So Gervonta has two brothers, whom he rarely sees. Yeah. His mother and his grandmother don't have a good relationship either, says the mother. So
of course,
it's a family in turmoil. Gervonta said, quote, my family's messed up for real. Yeah. You know what?
Sounds like it.
That's the most self-aware statement anyone in crime and sports. So we're going to have a Scummy Award, a new one, for most self-aware statement ever. and I feel like that's going to win. My family's messed up for real. Yeah, that's a front runner, hardcore. My family's messed up for real. For realsies, like I'm not fucking around here. It's super
first ballot Hall of Famer.
It's a good one here. He said it motivated me to take it to another level. I didn't want to do what they did.
Oh,
which that's the way you could do it. You can either have it one way or the other. Some kids, though, if you don't have any ability, if you're a Dookie, remember in The Wire when Dookie, okay, the character. He's like a mess, and his family steals his clothes. He's that character. The kids make fun of him because he smells.
At school.
Yes, his teacher washes his clothes for him and brings him back the next day. You feel terrible for Dookie, and he's a sweet kid and everything else. And Dookie, when he goes in, he gets beat up in the street, right? The spider beats him up. So Michael drops him off at Cuddy's gym. At Dennis Wise's gym to learn how to box. So Dookie gets in there and he's like, I'm tired of people fucking with me, and his face is all fucked up. So Wise puts the headgear on and puts him in the ring, and the kid, like he has nothing. He can't. He's awful at it. He punches all wild, and he doesn't know what he's doing. So
he's just a lanky, uncoordinated child.
Yeah, and he's like, Michael tried to teach him how to shoot. That didn't work. He can't shoot a gun. He was like, it's too loud, and he can't fight, and he can't do anything, and he sits there with Dennis Wise, and he's like, I'm just I got nothing to offer. Yeah. And he's like, well, he's like, I can't fight, I can't shoot, I'm not good on the corner. And Dennis Wise is like, yeah, but that's not the whole world. You know what I mean? Like in the rest of the world, those aren't the skills that matter. Like those skills are
things.
Yeah. And he looks real Dookie sits there for a minute and he goes, well, how do you get from here to the rest of the world? And I'm like, that's a fucking brilliant question. This motherfucker
Excellent
just
question.
asked. How do you get from here to out there where the shit I know counts? Where does that happen? And it never happens for Dookie.
Right? And nothing ever happens for him either. So it's like
the end, he's home. He says, I'm outdoors now.
Yeah, and he's shooting fucking heroin with the guy.
He's a junkie with the junk collectors.
Copper collector, yeah.
That's it, with the horse guys.
And it's just a waste of a brain because he's a very smart child.
But he didn't know how to get from here to out there.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
Because he doesn't have the resources.
That's the thing. If you're Dookie, no matter how bad you want it, there's really limited things you can do about it. You know what I mean? There's not much unless you're brilliant to the point where you're getting scholarships and shit, or but unless you're that. But if you're just a kind of above average smart kid and there's nothing you can do unless you have support. Whereas this kid at least can fight. Gervonta, he can use his fist to get away from this fucking thing.
If you've got brilliance, you don't have to wonder how to get to the rest of the world because the rest of the world will hear about you and they'll get to you.
Absolutely.
They'll find you.
They can pull you right out of here. And boxing, too, is one of those things where no matter how bad you want it, if you don't have the physical ability to do it, you can't be a great boxer. It doesn't. You can't just will yourself to be a great boxer. You have to be fast and be able to take a punch. And
no matter how many sides of beef you punch and how many chickens you chase, you ain't getting it.
Yeah, you still have to, Stallone was still jacked. You know what I'm saying? Right. You still have to have some ability. You still have to be able to knock Apollo Creed to the ground with a left hook, or else you're fucked. So my family's messed up for real. He says that he has a healthy relationship with his mom now in adulthood, and said she's turned her life around in in recent years and all that. Sure. He said that when this was before he was kind of a big fighter. There's an interview talking about his mom, and they say, "What are you going to do with your first big paycheck?" And he says, "I'm going to move my mom out of her house." Because she lives in such a bad neighborhood, she's afraid to go to the store even. She just stays in her house because there's just constant violence. She's like the old lady in Amsterdam, like hunkering down, So, he said, quote, "She's never really been out of Baltimore. I just want to show my mother what's out there."
She's never left Baltimore.
No. Remember when Bodie was driving in the van and he's like, the radio station's going, he's like, oh, shit. And they're like, we'll pick up a Philly station. He goes, there's radio stations outside of Baltimore? There's different ones? I'm telling you, if you grow up in such a insulated, he's like, yeah, motherfucker, such an insulated environment.
TV, homie.
Oh, shit, they got different channels and everything. It's crazy.
Entirely different news anchors. It's crazy. It's
I was
really
going to say, news anchors with better rugs, worse rugs, bigger
better
tits,
racks,
faker
worse
tits.
racks.
Yeah, So he said he hopes that his boxing career can pave a way out of the whole neighborhood for him and the people with him as well.
Okay.
So
and
he's
his
gonna,
entourage.
and his entourage, his mom and his family and his friends and everybody else here. So he said that they were talking about his mom, and he said, I think she's around 49 years old. Her birthday's August 15th, but we're not sure of her year of birth.
Oh, no.
She was born in the 70s, Jimmy. You should know. Remember Sonny Liston? At least he was born on a farm in the 20s or 30s. Right. This is crazy. So, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and she has a bad relationship with her mom, but her mom should still know her birthday.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
And usually when you're looking for somebody, the first bit of information they want, your birthday.
D.O.B. Name D.O.B. so you can line those two up.
We'll figure it out from there.
Someone else, I'm sure, is named Kenya Brown, but let's narrow it with that old D.O.B. So his brother, let's talk about here. Get a little more into his family. Demetrius Fenwick is his name. Fenwick, a different guy.
Last name, got it. Okay.
Yeah, last name, Demetrius Fenwick. It's not like Demetrius Fenwick, Davis. No. That'd be a fun name, though. Yeah. So he's into crime, Demetrius, or was on the street a little bit. You have to be, or on the street here. He has the same upbringing as Gervonta, foster care, in and out, on the street, fighting, doing all sorts of shit here. Demetrius says, he'd seen people get killed in the street and all that kind of shit. So it was just the way it was here. He said that he knew, Demetrius said he knew that he would watch his mom and dad and all the crackheads walking around and, the junkies and shit. And he knew that drugs were not the way to go, but did them anyway.
Really?
Well, they're there. So, yeah. He also he started giving Gervonta weed when he was younger, too. Davis said he at first would pretend to be high, so he would like not inhale it and shit and pretend to be high, so he'd just like be hanging out. But then, he got real high one time and he said, "Oh, that's not for me."
Oh, is that right?
Too high. Yeah, too high. He said that he didn't want to take drugs after that. He got too high smoking weed. It was like, that's not for me. No, I don't like it.
Being that high is really bad.
Well, I think he also figured I can't punch people with the same efficiency when I'm this high. So, but Demetrius was a big influence on Gervonta, and Gervonta wanted to be just like him and all that kind of shit. They do get into a lot of fights with a lot of people. Yeah, on the street there. They would fight at the foster care homes. As we know, he got Randy tucking his bills into the binding of the book and shit like that. On the street, at home, they lived with an aunt and uncle for a while. They'd fight with their kids, too. Fighting with everybody. They said fighting was like half their childhood. It was just fighting. Lots of fighting. That was what they do. So Demetrius had never turned out to be a pro boxer, but he boxed as a kid as well, so he knew how to use his hands. And he would they would fight all the time. They'd fight together, and I guess Demetrius kind of drifted into obscurity.
Really?
People couldn't find him after a while, so nobody knew what the hell he's doing. He could be, which is interesting because it's fun. He could be doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could be.
It could be anybody.
He could be killing it like day trading, or he could be in prison. We have no idea. No clue. So
changed his name. He's a politician.
Yeah,
doing great.
Yeah, now he's Clay Davis.
Yeah.
So that's how that goes. Gervonta said he first smoked weed when he was 8 with Demetrius, which is a bit young for weed. Really, let's be honest here.
At 8, you get that high, you're certainly never getting high again.
I'm a pro weed guy. 8 is about 10 years too young for that. That's a little young. So,
I'm pro weed too. I don't partake near as much as you. I see an 8-year-old with a pipe, I'm going to smack it out of his hand.
Why? Who gave you that is what I'm going to ask. Why do you have
Where's
that?
your supervisor? Yeah. I need to know.
Not let me get a hit of that
no.
and then pass it back to him. I'll take it.
Boy. Puff,
then I'll
pass,
smoke it,
little man.
Yeah. I'll take it. I'll chastise him, and then I'll smoke it once he leaves. So Davis said, quote, anything he was doing, meaning Demetrius, I was just trying to be like him. I acted like I was high, and then it really hit me. And when it hit me, I was like, whoa, it wasn't for me, so I never smoked again.
Okay.
That's his story there. So the article couldn't find Demetrius Fenwick, but we could find Demetrius Fenwick. He is better known. He's got an AKA nowadays, though.
Oh.
His AKA is number 465802 at the Maryland Department of Corrections in Townsend, Maryland. So Towson, Maryland. That's his AKA. 465802. That's got a rhyme. It's got something to it. He didn't pick that AKA.
No.
That
was awarded to him by a warden.
Yes. And he's only 4 years older than his brother. So when he was giving his 8-year-old brother weed, he was only 12. So, I mean, it's not like...
Holy shit.
That is fucking amazing. So... now, Davis was, like we said, raised in West Baltimore. Yeah. When you think of, I hate to keep bringing up The Wire if you haven't seen it, but you've seen, even if you haven't watched The Wire, you've seen like the pictures of the guy standing out there with the towers and the low rises with that couch sitting there.
Yeah.
That's where he grew up.
Wow.
In the projects and the towers and the low rise. Like that's where he grew up, man. Like it's fucking crazy. He said that he had a couple of uncles that helped him, James Walker and Edwin Hanks, that brought him to the Upton Boxing Gym in Baltimore. Mm-hmm. And he saw kids in the ring fighting and being good at it, kids that looked like they were his age. He was like, oh, shit, this is pretty cool. Maybe I could do this, you know? Yeah. A trainer at the gym noticed that he had talent at an early age, could see that he had – you can see if a kid can punch and if he's quick or not. I mean, you can tell – you can go hit that bag for 5 minutes and tell which kid you can train to be good and which kid you can't. You know what I mean?
And what age was he doing this?
I think like 10 here.
Okay, yeah. So, at 10, go watch kids playing any sport.
Oh, any sport you can see.
You can pick out the athletic one and the one that's going to get bullied for this.
Well, even in boxing, if you don't know how to throw a punch, you can see the ones that have quick hands, and you can go, oh yeah, you put your foot back and put your leg into it and all that shit, and you can teach them that stuff. So he said that he wanted that Gervonta to train with a more experienced trainer, which was his father, Calvin Ford. Now, his father, apparently they say, was the inspiration for the gym part of Dennis Wise's storyline. Uh-huh. That's actually a guy named Calvin Ford. They took that after, not Dennis Wise. Okay, so Calvin Ford is the guy that worked with kids.
Got it.
Dennis
so they
Wise
combined a couple of people.
They combined, and they did that a lot. And just to show you that it's not Dennis Wise, actually, just that part is the real Dennis Wise, who they knew actually was a. Here we go. This is from Jay Landsman, who, if you watch The Wire, you'll recognize that name as Sergeant Landsman. Uh-huh. The real guy from the Homicide book that they based the character on is Jay Landsman. So he's named after a real guy. That guy is actually on the show. The real Jay Landsman doesn't play Jay Landsman. He plays the Bunny Colvin in the 4th season, his lieutenant. Yeah. With the mustache.
The mustache.
Where he goes, the tall guy. It's good shit there. He does that. That's the real Jay Landsman. That's the real, who's a real homicide sergeant that now is an actor. So he says, the real guy says, quote, I'm not as forgiving as David and Ed were, meaning the creators. Both of them are dead now, Melvin and Nathan Bodie Barksdale. Oh. They use the name Bodie. The Barksdale guy, they used the last name, and they used Bodie on a different character. They split him up. The Melvin guy that he's talking about is the guy who played the preacher in The Wire that Dennis Wise went to for jobs.
Oh, yeah.
That's the real Melvin. That guy is like what Avon Barksdale was based on. The real guy. That guy was a kingpin in the 80s
he
and
was
shit.
An actual bad man.
And they took him down with a big wiretap and all that kind of shit. That's kind of the basis of the show.
And he's dead now.
Yeah. So he says, quote, but I didn't particularly care for them. I never liked Melvin and I hated Barksdale. Barksdale's a scumbag. He said the time that he spent in jail didn't break the ice for what he should have spent in jail. Donnie's a great guy. Donnie is what Omar is based on.
Okay.
And he worked on the set and actually had a couple of bit part. He had a bit part in The Wire and worked on the set and was like a reality consultant, basically. Like, if you're going to jack the guy, this is how you'd fucking do it. Yeah. So he said, Donnie's a great guy. There's a guy that truly made amends for his ways, but Barksdale's always been a scumbag. So is Melvin. I didn't like that they used Dennis Wise. They made Dennis a kid's coach. Dennis was the most vicious man I ever knew in my life. This is a homicide sergeant in West Baltimore. The most vicious
man I ever knew in my life.
And I know them all.
Yeah,
so
I know the worst ones.
He said Cuddy was Dennis Wise. He was known as 2 to the head and you're dead. That was his nickname. 2 to the head and you're dead. It's a long
nickname, puts the point across.
You get the idea. He was a hitman in West Baltimore. He used to just walk up behind somebody, blow their head off.
Wow.
So that's the real Dennis Wise, not the guy who ran the gym.
Mm-hmm. In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. I'm going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles.
A big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud.
Sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
A few miles from the glass spires of Midtown Atlanta lies the South River Forest. In 2021 and 2022, the woods became a home to activists from all over the country who gathered to stop the nearby construction of a massive new police training facility, nicknamed Cop City.
At approximately 9 o'clock this morning, as law enforcement was moving through various sectors of the property, an individual, without warning, shot a Georgia State Patrol trooper.
This is We Came to the Forest, a story about resistance.
The abolitionist mission isn't done until every prison is empty and shut down.
Love and fellowship.
It was probably the happiest I've ever been in my life.
And the lengths we'll go to protect the things we hold closest to our hearts. Follow We Came to the Forest on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.
So they used half of Dennis Wise. They broke him up into the guy that went to prison. That's the real Dennis Wise. Then when he comes out, he's this Calvin Ford guy, I guess, based on that. So
Calvin Ford's banging everybody's mom.
Everybody's, especially Spider, pissing Spider off hard. Getting so many dishes, though. His fridge was full of Tupperware from other people and casserole dishes and shit. How many dishes was he getting? That's good eating.
I
was
food
jealous.
And pussy. The guy was killing it.
I was jealous of the food. He just kept getting all these plates. I'm like, there's good stuff in there. I could tell. If these women are trying to lure him in with this as like a dick trap, that food is good. They put all of their heart, soul, and pussy into it. It's good.
And it's because whatever he's slanging is good dick, too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They've heard. They know. Yeah. Shit, I put my pussy into it, Dennis. So now Calvin Ford at one time was a feared drug guy, actually. Yeah, he was a fucking gangster. He grew up in Lexington Terrace, which they talk about all the time on The Wire, which is the inspiration for the towers. Yeah. And that got torn down. That's why they had to stop with the towers, because it got torn down in real life.
Oh, it really got torn down.
Yeah, it really got torn down.
That's hilarious.
That's
like
what it was.
Our film set's being torn down?
No, that's fuck. Well, I guess that's what happens when you use a shithole. It's eventually gets torn down. This guy said, "I've seen it all." I bet he has. Yeah. Now he's a trainer. So Upton was got to be a big popular gym where they take, energetic kids from the street and put them in there and, chill them the fuck out a little bit here. So it was run by the city's Department of Recreation and Parks and trains about 55 fighters every day, most of them school-aged kids. Yeah. So, yeah. Ford is the one who fucks with the kids and, teaches them and shit. So he says, Ford says he understands the lore of the street. He served 10 years in jail on racketeering charges, which means drug empire. So he said the problem with reaching the kids in Baltimore is that you may have to get them one day, or you may have to get them one day, but every day they walk out of the house, the street is right there. It's always right there. Yeah, they have
to go get him and drag him in.
Yeah, you have to go get him. Like Dennis Wise would go try to. He got shot in the leg dragging Michael off the corner. So Davis said that, he got to the gym started when he was about 7 years old, is when he first walked into that gym. His uncles said he was fighting in the street, so they sent him there.
Yeah.
So his uncles were like, there you go. Gervonta said, that changed everything. Soon I was traveling around the country, fighting in tournaments, and I knew there was something more. These kids, they don't know that, and that's the problem. They don't see a chance or a way.
Yeah, you can tell them all you want that there's a whole world out there. But
how
if
do
they
I
don't
get
have a chance? Who gives a shit?
How do I get from here to out there? How does that happen? So it's what it is. Now, Ford said he had a background in kickboxing and street fighting. Mm-hmm. And he credits former boxer Reggie Gross, who was a crime and sports alumni and bad man, for helping him improve his boxing knowledge.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, while they were sitting there talking about who to murder, they were like, we should, you know what, too? You want to really lean down with your left.
Let's work on our jab.
Yeah, let's do that here. So Davis was sparring with boxers in the gym after only 3 weeks, and they said he was demonstrating skills more than kids that were there already. So when he was 8, he said that he got punched in the nose real hard for the first time, and his coaches asked him if he wanted to stop the sparring session because he was hurt a little bit, but he said no, he wanted to keep going, and they were like, all right, there we go. So at 9, he really started getting some skills together, get a little more coordinated here. At 10, he competed and won his first USA Boxing Junior Olympic tournament.
Junior Olympics at 10.
In the 65-pound division.
Oh, my God.
That feels so
like
tiny.
We shouldn't be watching that.
No, that's what Oscar weighs. That's my small dog weighs that. Yeah. It seems crazy.
That feels like something that incredibly rich people pay to watch.
Yeah.
Like, let's just watch some really tiny people beat each other.
But 65-pound adults. Yeah. Not children. Right, like they're, special breed that they have to raise in certain. They only eat this type of grass. So at 11, he competed in the Silver Gloves 70-pound division and lost in the finals to the boxer that he beat the year before.
Oh,
so he took him a little lightly. He was devastated, and instead of quitting, though, he said, "That's it. I will train harder than anyone has ever trained before.
Where are the raw eggs?
Never gonna happen to me again.
Yeah,
I'm chasing some chickens and fucking listening to old people. I'm doing it." So at 13, he returned to the Silver Gloves in the 80-pound division. He won the tournament and built a huge reputation as being a top amateur here. He also played Pop Warner football for a season, but he didn't care about that because he wanted to box.
Yeah.
All he was thinking about was boxing. By 14, he was traveling to boxing tournaments and wasn't losing very much, kicking everybody's ass. Not too shabby. They talk about when he's 15, he got shot at a whole lot.
Oh, God.
In one particular incident, him and his friends were running from people shooting at them. Mm-hmm. And he said he got away, and that was his closest encounter with death, was people were shooting from very close to him at them, not just strays. And he was running away through the streets and everything there. So he said that he would watch that same year that from inside his mother's house out the window, he watched an argument between two guys in the street that escalated to a shooting in front of him in the street here. He said that he, was like, wow, that's crazy. Another time, there was a shootout between one of his brother's friends and another group of people, and he was just down the street on the corner watching.
And this is 2011. This is not long ago.
No. This is
so
the
recent.
2000s. This is within, 15, 18 years ago.
This is unbelievable.
Right. This is during The Wire. This is happening.
Yes.
So he is because if you think about it, that was 2007, 94. He's Michael, basically.
Yeah.
He's those kids' age, because that's exactly 8th graders in season 4. That's exactly who he was. So picture one of those kids. That's who's in the gym.
Doing it.
That's it. Yeah. Over the next 2 years, he won the Police Athletic League tournament twice, the Ringside tournament twice, and the Silver Gloves once. At 17, he did not make the the cutoff age requirement for the 2012 Olympics in London. He wasn't old enough.
Okay.
He needed to be 18. He's 17. So he wanted to go to the Olympics, but he couldn't go to the Olympics.
Yeah.
So he requested that Calvin Ford let him turn professional. Mm-hmm. So Ford said, no, you're too young for that. I know you want money, but win a national title, and then we'll talk about it. Yeah. So 2012 Golden Gloves Championship held in Las Vegas. He beat Joseph Rodriguez by decision. And then in his last amateur fight, he headlined a sold-out amateur event in Baltimore called Who's the Man?
Not bad. It's a good name.
Not bad, yeah. So as an amateur here, he's traveling internationally. He goes to Ireland. He fights all over the country. For a kid from Baltimore to get to leave the country, he was jacked about that shit.
He flew over the ocean.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, holy fuck, I didn't know there was that much ocean. So he went to Digital Harbor High School, which sounds like you do it over the computer, doesn't it? That doesn't sound like.
Or that's where you get fingered in the harbor.
So, there you go. Digital Penetration Harbor School. It's a magnet school, but he dropped out to focus on his boxing career and got a GED instead, which that's fine. That's what I did. Yeah. So he's called Tank, of course, like we said here. I guess when he was younger, one of his coaches called him Tank because his head was too big for his body.
Okay. That's not nice.
Which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, Tank, like, that means like you hit hard or something.
No. Look at that big old tank head. Look at the head on him. It looks like a tank.
It's like a fish tank on your shoulders. What is that?
No, not a military tank. A big old fish, like an oil tanker, just sitting on top of your tiny ass little body.
It's an appearance nickname? Jesus
Look at this
Christ.
giant-headed ass motherfucker. So he starts boxing pro with his giant head.
Yeah.
You'd think that would be a liability. It's a bigger target. You want a small, elusive head. You know what I mean?
Go a little Mayweather head, a tiny head.
A little tiny shrunken head. You'd really be able to bob and weave. Never hitting me. So his first fight here is at the D.C. Armory in Washington, D.C., and it's against Desi Williams, who's 0-4 coming into this, and turns out to be 0-6 for his career. So didn't go well at all, and Gervonta knocks him out in a minute and a half. So there you go. That's that. Next fight, that's February 22nd, 2013. April 20th, 2013, Jacob Nenow. This is his debut.
Okay.
And listen to this. He goes pretty deep into boxing. His career record will be 0-2. So
big journey into boxing.
Didn't go well here. He did last into the second round with Gervonta, though,
is that right?
Before he is knocked out there. So 2-0 for Gervonta. June 8th, 2013, Jonathan Gears. This is his debut, and he will lead an illustrious 0-3 career as well. So this is really going well. This is a knockout in the first round, 3-0 for our guy here. So here's an article from the Baltimore Sun, July 20th, 2013, so right while this is happening. And it says, inside Upton Boxing Center offices, Calvin Ford, 48, discusses legacies, specifically how his appears increasingly intertwined with Davis. Okay. Oh. He says the more success Davis has in the ring, the further behind Ford's past seems. So the less of a criminal he is, the better Gervonta Davis is. The less crime he did 20 years ago.
It makes it so much more illustrious when you talk about it in the Baltimore Sun, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It makes it very interesting. Ford said he wants to be remembered for his post-prison work. As a head boxing coach at the Recreation Center, not one of Baltimore's most notorious, famous drug kingpins. That's not what he wants to be known as. He says he wants an Upton boxer to win a world championship and provide the neighborhood youth with a roadmap off the streets.
Yeah.
Which, that would make, wow,
beautiful.
Look at him. Yeah. Some guy pulls up in a Rolls Royce with his belts and shit, and he was in the neighborhood 3 years ago. You go, fuck me, I'm going to start boxing. Shit.
It would be a little nicer if it never mentioned prison at all.
That's what would be a little better here. But choked up Ford here, this gangster turned guy, turned, kids.
Softy, yeah.
And now he's just choked up, it says. Ford says of Davis, as a few tears run down his face, quote, Shorty's making it happen.
Short. I've never heard anybody crying say Shorty.
Shorty's making it happen. Meanwhile, he's, fucking 20 at this point.
Yeah.
And Calvin's a gangster, and it's just hilarious. I don't know why.
So funny.
With tears running down his face, Shorty's making it happen. So July 20th, 2013, Shorty's fighting Rafael Casillas, who's 4-7 coming in, and this will be his last fight.
No.
He's cut over the right eye, Casillas, and knocked out in the second round and decides better of this career path. 4-0 for young Gervonta. October 17th, 2013, he fights Eric Jamar Goodall, who's 1-1 coming into the fight, 1-4 career. So that tells you a lot. This is at the Steel Stacks Arts Quest Center in Bethlehem. I guess Pennsylvania, maybe.
How many sponsors do we need?
Holy shit. It's a TKO in the 4th round. Wow. So at least Gervonta's got some cardio. He got him. 5-0 for Gervonta. Next up, December 14th, 2013, James Franks, who's 2-8-1 coming in, and his career is last 2 more fights. So that should tell you how this fight goes. This is at the Walter E. Washington Convention Center in Washington. He has 2nd round TKO for Gervonta. So it's going well.
Year, he has stacked 6 fights.
6 wins.
Won all of them.
Yeah, barely any rounds. He's fought like 10 rounds. Yeah. 1 year. May 16, 2014, Joshua Orocho, who's 3-9-4 coming in. His career record, complete record, will be 3-10-4. So that is this fight where he is knocked out in the 2nd round. Apparently, no, he doesn't come out for the 2nd round. He retired.
He quit after the 1st round.
Yeah, he got beat up enough to go, not only did he quit the fight, he quit fighting, period. This is his last fight.
That's a beating. That's a 1 round of hell.
I'll sit on this stool forever. How's forever sound? Good? I'm never fighting again.
I'm never going to drain again. It's
never.
Over. I'm done.
It's all over. So 7-0 for Gervonta. August 1st, 2014, Hector Lopez. It's his debut fight.
Yeah.
So he can start a really, amazing career here, just down a path of success and riches. But this is his only career fight.
He fought Gervonta, and Gervonta made him quit.
A minute and 16 seconds this lasted.
Holy.
So this man's career lasted 1 minute and 16 seconds, Hector Lopez.
Gervonta is a great fighter.
Oh, he's a bad motherfucker, Gervonta.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. He can fight.
And that's very apparent when, granted, these are guys that are new to boxing, but he's making them never want to do this again.
Oh, he's showing he's new too. He's he's a kid. He's 20 years old. He's he's only got a few fights under his belt, and these guys are not holding up very well here. So that was at the Little Creek Casino, which doesn't sound very good. October 8th, 2014, next fight here. Where is that? Okay. Yes, October 8th, 2014. It is Herman Ivan Merez. Yeah. He's got a nickname, Panteonero. Panteonero.
Does that mean no panties?
That means commando and Brazilian. I am unsheathed and fucking smooth as a baby's bottom.
I'm shaved and open. Let's look.
Let's take a look. This is at the Beau Rivage Resort and Casino in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Oh,
Don't use the words Biloxi and resort in the same sentence. How dare you? How fucking dare you? This guy coming into the fight, his opponent, 47-31-1.
That's a lot of fights.
That's his career, 64-67-3.
That's an old man, too.
Yeah, that's a guy who just goes in there and can take a beating,
And just throws him.
And this goes all 6 rounds because it's a tough one. He does knock him down in rounds 3 and 5. Gervonta knocks his opponent down, but he wins by unanimous decision for a 9-0 record. Next up, Israel Suarez Almeida, who is 4-4-2 coming into the fight. This is at the Consol Energy Center in Pittsburgh. And this is a first-round knockout for Gervonta. So 10-0. There we go. Once you get to 10, then people start looking at you.
Yeah.
May 22nd, 2015, Alberto Iron Man Mora. The Iron Man is 5-3 coming into this fight, and we'll finish up at 12-8. The Iron Man with 20 career fights. This is at the Claridge Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City, and Gervonta knocks him out in the first round, 11-0 for him.
Also, Ivan Stewart took that name years ago. You don't get to have that.
I'm the Iron Man. You haven't done shit. You lost 3.
Had a video game, you fuck.
Yeah, you lost 3 of your first 8 fights, stupid. That's not good enough. September 12th, Ricky the Terror Dule.
Oh.
The Terror.
Wait, I know who that is.
Do you?
That sounds
Recky,
very familiar.
not Ricky. Recky. Sorry.
Oh, maybe not.
Recky. Recky Dule.
I've never heard the word Recky ever.
No. Recky Dule, the Terror.
No.
What the fuck? He's 8-1 coming into the fight. So
Okay, yeah.
the Terror ends up finishing his career at 11-9, though. So
he quit.
this is a bad turn for the Terror here. This is at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, though.
Very nice.
And first round TKO for Gervonta. Knocks him out quickly. 12-0. Next up, October 30th, 2015. It's a Halloween spectacular here.
You betcha. Yeah.
Cristobal Cruz he fights. La Candon is his nickname.
I don't know what that is.
Don't know. He's 40-18-4 coming into this fight. So not bad. This is at the venue at UCF in Orlando, University of Central Florida there. This goes to the third round where Gervonta gets a TKO. He knocks Cruz down in rounds 1 and 3. So, Jesus Christ. Next up, December 18th, 2015, Luis Sanchez.
Mm-hmm.
And he is 17-4-1 coming in. And this is at the Palms Casino in Vegas. Yeah. And Sanchez goes down once in the 8th, once in the 9th for a 9th round knockout for Gervonta. 14-0. So don't worry, there's going to be nothing but crime soon.
All right.
Crazy shit, too. April 1st, 2016, Guillermo Avila Godinez, alias El Borrego.
El Borrego.
Old El Borrego here. The Borrego.
I like they're at least digging so deep that white people don't know what these words are.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's not like shit that you'd see on like a Mexican restaurant's menu. Because that's what it used to be. All Spanish fighters with nicknames used to have shit that was like, fucking Guillermo the Tostada Godinez. Right. It would be something like that. Like some weird...
Or El Toro. Like, everybody knows what the bull is. Just shit we've all seen.
Shit we know. Yeah, that I don't know about.
Now they're digging deep. Figuring out what Roadrunner is in Spanish and using that.
That's good. No one knows what that is. No one knows this word. 15-5 coming into this fight is Guillermo. This is at the D.C. Armory again. 6th round it goes to. TKO for... Gervonta. So all of his fights, he's 15-0. All of his fights have been TKOs or knockouts, except for what? One of them?
Yeah,
one.
Yeah.
And that was against that really experienced older guy. This guy coming up next, June 3rd, 2016, Mario Antonio Macias, a.k.a. Huracan.
That's a hurricane.
That I get. I get that one. Yeah, I was like, there we go.
I got it.
He's 28-18-0. And his career will finish at 28-23-0. So,
not great.
Not winning anymore. This is at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. And this is a first-round knockout for Gervonta. So, experienced fighter, knocks his ass out quick, 16-0. Next up, January 14th, 2017, Jose Pedraza, a.k.a. Sniper.
What?
You're boxing.
You don't get to bring guns in here.
You can't get far enough away. You're in the ropes, man. You can't get far enough away from him to snipe him.
Right.
Yeah, I'll get him between rounds.
Do you wait for him to come out into the ring and then you stand in the second tier and then shoot him?
Maybe. I can always come out second. So... Always second. The Sniper is 22-0 coming into this. So
holy.
22-0 and 16-0, and this is for the IBF World Super Featherweight title. So Gervonta has a chance at a belt here.
So he makes him come out first, and then they fight.
And then they fight. He missed him with a snipe, and he said, well, I guess I got to punch him now. This fight goes into the 7th round, where it is called off after Gervonta knocks Pedraza down, and ref waves it off, and Gervonta wins the title.
Hey.
17-0. It's a TKO. This is at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, so where the Nets play and all that shit. So he's the IBF Super Featherweight champion at this point in time.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely. So May 20th, 2017 is when he is going to fight Liam Walsh, his nickname is Destiny.
Oh.
You better win all the time.
A date with destiny, I guess, is what he says all the time.
You got a date with destiny, brother. So this is going to be at the Copper Box Arena in Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park in Hackneywick.
Is that in fucking
It's
England?
in the UK, yeah. I don't know what fucking town. I don't think Hackneywick is a town here. So, yeah, I don't know, man. So he's supposed to travel to England. It's his first, defense here. And the number one contender was Destiny here. And the fight was scheduled to take place. It's billed as Show Me the Money is the name of the card.
Not bad.
Yep. Official weigh-in on May 19th. Davis made weight finally after his third try.
Oh,
Took him 3 tries to make weight for this one, yeah.
To bulk up or bulk down?
to lose weight.
Oh, boy.
You can be under all you want.
Is that right?
Yeah, you can be under all the fuck you want. You just can't be over when you weigh in. Once we get in the ring, you can weigh whatever you want. So
yeah,
that's what happens. These guys are 148 when they weigh in and 163 when they fight. You're like, Jesus Christ. That is a lot of water to get back in whatever. So on his first attempt, he was naked and everything, but he weighed 2 ounces over.
Oh, damn it.
Missed it by 2 ounces.
Take my left nut.
Fuck. He's then given 2 hours to attempt to lose the extra weight.
Mm-hmm.
I just stick my finger down my throat. I'll throw up 2 ounces, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
I think he probably enemaed, yeah. Probably did
Take
all
a
of
leak.
it. I'll bet he peed, shit, and threw up.
I don't know. He probably had nothing left in him because he probably did all that before he came out here. So he came back a little later thinking he had lost it, and he still was over. And then a third time, he got the 130-pound limit, and that was that. The fight goes 3 rounds. Davis is kind of beating the shit out of him the whole time, the first 2 rounds. He's a strong guy for a small guy. He really is. And you could see this guy was wobbly from the very beginning here. And this fight is stopped in the 3rd round. So it looked like basically that he was going to knock this guy out at any second. And the ref steps in here. They said that Walsh said, quote, "That was a bad stoppage. He's very fast and very active, but it was too quick. He won fair and square, but in England, sometimes they stop the fight too early."
Oh, so
in England,
if we just stayed in America, we would have gotten a little more bloody. He may have beaten me. Who knows?
Yeah, you may have beaten me to death, but here they try to make sure my brain doesn't become a Yorkshire pudding, which is ridiculous. I know that's not an actual pudding. I know that's a pastry thing, but still. Yeah, that's what he said. So they stuck weird. They hate brain damage here like pussies. So, this fight was shown live on Showtime and averaged about 250,000 viewers for this fight.
Not bad.
So he's becoming a draw. He's entertaining. Well, let's see what kind of a draw he is outside the ring, everybody. Yeah. Now that he's a champ and his head's a little bit big and he's got more stuff going on, August 1st, 2017 here. He's arrested for assault.
Yeah.
Here, he allegedly punched his childhood friend in the side of the head.
That'll happen.
During an altercation between him and Gervonta and Gervonta's brother. Apparently, this guy had a fight with Gervonta's brother. Charges were filed, 1 count each of first-degree assault, which is a felony, and second-degree assault. They weren't filed by police. They were, filed by the people here. Sure. Court records show Anthony Wheeler, that's the guy's name, of Baltimore, who describes himself as a childhood friend of Davis, pressed the charges with the district court commissioner. The warrant was not served until the last week. Davis was released on a $100,000 unsecured property bond. Wheeler said he was watching. He said he was watching innocently on the evening. I don't know, watching what? On the evening of August 1st, as Davis's bodyguard broke up the scuffle at the Upton Boxing Center in West Baltimore. He alleges that Davis then turned and struck him in the side of the head with a gloved fist.
For no reason.
He was just pissed off, and the guy's head was there. He said, quote, "I had nothing to do with the altercation, and the defendant sucker punched me very violently and intentionally." He said he was not.
Why are you so close to him?
He said he was in the corner. I guess the guy was walking away. It was after the fight got broken up. I guess Gervonta was walking away and just decided to fucking punch him instead of a. If only there was anything in a boxing gym to punch that was appropriate. If only there was like a big bag you could hit that would be satisfying. Yeah, just one of those, maybe like a little bag dangling from somewhere that you could hit. Just different things you could hit. It'd be really helpful. Rather than a guy standing there. This guy said he was knocked unconscious, went to the hospital for treatment where he was diagnosed with a concussion. He said he was suffering pain in his neck and head and struggled to sleep at night now. He said it was all captured on surveillance in the gym where Davis trains regularly because he still goes back there. They didn't. His people though, Davis's people didn't respond to the paper here. So there we go. August 26, 2017, he fights Francesco Fonseca, who's 19-0 coming into this fight. So
wow.
Yeah, this is and he's 18-0, Gervonta. So this is a couple up and comers. 31-3-2 will be Francisco's career. This is at the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas this is for the IBF World Super Featherweight title here. Davis was stripped of his other title after missing weight. So there's supposed to be 2 belts in this one, but he's stripped of title. So Fonseca has a belt that's on the line. It's a weird thing here.
I'll take his.
Yeah. So he this is at the this is at the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight.
Oh, he was the undercard.
He's the undercard there. So he defends it there. That's where it was. Yeah, that's exactly where it was. So he ends up fighting him, this Fonseca guy. Fonseca, the IBF had ordered Fonseca to fight Billy Dibb, and apparently he was the highest guy available, but there was a whole problem, too. Davis showed up an hour late to the fight and was 2 pounds over the weight limit.
Why would he do that?
He's a fucking idiot. That's why. He gets hit in the head a lot. He didn't want to weigh in. He declined to weigh in after 2 hours, forcing the IBF to strip him of the title. And there you go. They also said the final punch appeared to be an illegal punch to the back of the head.
I remember this.
And, after the fight, Gervonta mocked Fonseca as well.
Yeah.
So Fonseca appeared hurt before the knockout blow, which Davis, who was being booed by the crowd, in the post-fight interview, he said, I actually caught him with a body shot before that, and he was hurt. So he took advantage of me hitting him in the back of his head and went down. He took advantage of it.
He took advantage of me breaking the rules.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Conor McGregor's about to do that for 4 rounds in a minute.
Yeah, he has no idea what he's doing.
Behind the closed doors of government offices and military compounds, there are hidden stories and buried secrets from the darkest corners of history. From covert experiments pushing the boundaries of science to operations so secretive they were barely whispered about. Each week, on Redacted, Declassified Mysteries, we pull back the curtain on these hidden histories. 100% true and verifiable stories that expose the shadowy underbelly of power. Consider Operation Paperclip, where former Nazi scientists were brought to America after World War II, not as prisoners, but as assets to advance U.S. intelligence during the Cold War. These aren't just old conspiracy theories. They're thoroughly investigated accounts that reveal the uncomfortable truths still shaping our world today. The stories are real. The secrets are shocking. Follow Redacted, Declassified Mysteries on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Redacted early and ad-free right now on Wondery Plus.
He was hip-hop's biggest mogul, the man who redefined fame, fortune, and the music industry.
The first male rapper to be honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy built an empire and lived a life most people only dream about.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But just as quickly as his empire rose, it came crashing down.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry.
Until you're wearing an orange jumpsuit, it's not real. Now it's real.
From his meteoric rise to his shocking fall from grace, from law and crime, this is the rise and fall of Diddy. Listen to the rise and fall of Diddy exclusively with Wondery Plus.
So this is his 10th straight knockout, and he wins the fight. So the title remains vacant because he was stripped. He earned $600,000 for this fight, Gervonta did.
Holy shit.
Fuck yeah. The felony charge is dropped against him in October 2017. So, yes, I guess he will. He's going to stand trial, though, for a misdemeanor second-degree assault. They just dropped the felony here. So that's how they're doing it.
So
finally,
some money.
Yeah, next time the final assault charge is dropped as well.
Okay.
So they said that, this is funny, Anthony Wheeler said he did not wish to pursue the matter any further.
I'm sure.
The guy who got punched.
Your car.
Yeah, he got a couple of bucks. Wheeler and Davis shook hands and embraced in the courtroom.
Yeah.
They did. They made a whole show of it. Yep, and that's how it goes. So Davis, Gervonta tweets dismissed that morning. And he says he hopes to fight in early 2018 and blah, 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 blah. The police didn't end up charging Davis. There was a, district court commissioner thing here. So, yeah, it's all good. We're hugging and everything's fine. April 21st, 2018, Jesus Marcelo Andres Cuellar.
Oh, boy.
Cuellar, whatever, Cuellar. Alias... Jesus Christ.
That's harder than his name?
El Yanete El Forastero. Is Forest in there?
Animal?
Forest, yes, I believe he is a...
The forest animal?
Some sort of forest... Yeah, it's a forest predator. Predator is what he's trying to be, like a forest. I'll drag you into the forest and eat you. I don't know what he's trying to portray there, but he's 28-2, so he probably could drag you into the forest and eat you. So, this fight goes only 3 rounds. It's in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center, and his opponent here, the man with 12 names, is knocked down in the second and twice in the third before the ref calls it off. So Gervonta is 20-0 and is now the WBA super featherweight champion.
Awesome.
So good for him. November 15th of the last year, I think is when he signed with Mayweather Promotions as well.
Oh, he's with Money Mayweather, really?
Oh, yeah, that's why he was on the undercard at that other one here. So, Jesus Christ, I guess he was supposed to fight somebody else, but this guy was like a switch off.
Okay,
I'm not sure here. So, Davis did great though. He earned $350,000, which isn't bad. He landed 49% of his power shots in the fight, which is huge. That's big stuff here. And now this fight had 500,000 viewers. So,
yeah, that's what happens when you're with Floyd. You're getting eyes.
That's what happens again. But September 14th, 2018, he's got some problems here. He gets arrested early Friday morning. That's never good. In Washington, D.C., after an argument turned into a fist fight. That's how it goes. Isn't that how it always goes here? It was just... He was seen at 3 a.m.
Oh, Jesus.
In the 1700 block of southwest of M Street Northwest at 3 a.m. with Ricardo Jose Rodriguez, a Silver Spring resident. The argument escalated when both men began punching each other, according to the police. Why are you punching people at 3 a.m. in the streets? What's wrong with you?
That's near that one club that we played, the 1230 or whatever. That
9.
That's where it's at.
9:30. 9 something. I think it was a 9. 9 was the name of the club.
It might be the 9:30.
It was 9 something. I don't remember, but that was
On
that area.
the fucking cupcakes that they gave us, but that's where it's at. Yeah,
that's where it's at. Yeah, that was a real nice neighborhood. Just
class.
It's perfect.
Upper class.
It's perfect. If we ever play there again, I advise everyone to drive their cars and just leave them on the side of the road, and it's all fine. So they began punching each other. Police arrested both men and charged them with disorderly affray. So there you go. Later in the morning, Davis tweeted a link to a video that appears to show him being taken to a car in handcuffs. Here's me being arrested. Along with the video, he tweeted that he was okay and asked his followers to not judge him.
Don't judge me for beating the shit out of a man in the streets at 3 in the morning.
Well, he said, don't judge me off of the media.
Oh, okay.
You're tweeting you getting arrested.
Right.
Don't need the media. You just showed it to us.
Yeah.
He posted again on Twitter hours later, and he said, if I was fighting, I would have got locked up for manslaughter, not disorderly affray.
Oh.
I would have killed the guy because I'm so tough.
So I wasn't fighting. I was clearly this was play fighting.
Well, maybe the other guy was over 130 pounds also.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I don't care how great of a fighter you are. If you're fighting someone who's pretty tough and 230 pounds, you can hit him a lot. You're probably not going to take him down.
You may not get manslaughter.
Yeah, he's probably going to be able to take it and deliver another one back. So he's arrested there. It took place at the Rose Bar Lounge, where they said that he spent more than $10,000 there that night.
Holy shit.
So he went spraying money around everywhere. I guess the problem was this was a dispute over the bill.
Really?
And they took it out to the street. This was we'll step outside then, and they said okay and went outside to fight. That's what happened.
All we got to do is show the man a receipt, right? I mean, we can stop with the.
I'll show you my receipt right here. Show you my left receipt and my right receipt. Which receipt do you want? So according to the police report, two guys started to fist fight, quote, punching each other with a closed fist about the upper body.
Okay.
As one does in a fist fight. Several people tried to break it up, but the two guys tried to flee until cops came and got them both here. Yeah. They're both arrested for disorderly, and they were booked and processed and all that kind of shit. So there you go. Next up, February 9th, 2019, he fights Hugo Ruiz and alias Cuatito. Cuatito. 39-4 is him coming in, and this will be his last fight. He will finish up 39-5.
Okay.
As after this long, illustrious career, he is dropped and KO'd in the first round of a 12-round fight. Sure. Not good. That's not good. So he said that he was gonna. Was this a replacement too? I can't. No, it wasn't a replacement. Okay, he's got another one coming up. So February 17th, 2019. Oh boy, he's at the mall. What could go wrong at the mall, Jimmy?
Oh God, so much.
So much could go wrong at the malls. They could over-grease your Auntie Anne's pretzel and you could lose your mind. Lots of things could happen. Well, they issue police in Virginia issue a warrant for the arrest of Gervonta following an incident at the mall here where he assaults a man near an ATM machine.
Oh.
I don't know what the ATM machine, if there was any significance, or if the fight happened and there just happened to be an ATM machine nearby.
It was just the nearest
landmark to go off of. He's wanted on one count of misdemeanor assault. Officers responded to the incident. Police told TMZ Sports that Davis directed derogatory and offensive language at the officers in a public setting.
Okay.
Yeah, so go fuck yourselves. That's what he said.
Illegal?
I don't know. Apparently to these, maybe in the mall, special mall rules. It's mall law, Jimmy. It's a different
food court etiquette.
It's a different beast. Oh, they can execute you in the food court. They have a whole set of. It's like international law. Like you're fucked.
International waters.
Yeah, they'll take you in. That's it. They'll hang you right there by the terrible Chinese food.
Like you walk the plank over the first floor.
By the knockoff Panda Express and right in front of the hot dog on a stick with those kids with fucking 3 foot tall stupid multicolor hats on. So he said,
"Jump off the orange juice."
Oh, it'll happen. That's how they hang you, right off the top of the cup. So the witness added that Davis pushed an officer and yelled obscenities while his friends attempted to restrain him. Perfect.
That's illegal. Yeah.
That's not what you want to do. So a Fairfax County Police Department spokesman said that the office has been unsuccessful in its attempts to inform Davis of the warrant. So there you go. June 27, 2019, fight teen. 2000
Yeah.
fight teen. He's fighting. It's 2000 fight teen, everybody. He fights Ricardo Nunez. Of course, he's got a name. Alias Cientifico. El Cientifico.
The scientist.
The scientist, I suppose. Yeah. That beats me. 21-2 coming into this fight. This is at the Royal Farms Arena in Baltimore. This fight is only going to go 2 rounds out of the 12. 12,000 fans come to watch him. This is
awesome.
Back hometown, Baltimore, baby. So he's very excited and beat the living shit out of this guy.
Yeah.
To everybody here. They said he went into attack mode and just fucking the referee had to jump in and stop the fight and be like, God, you're killing him. Stop, please.
He's just a scientist.
He's wearing glasses. Please stop. He gave you the lab coat. Should have gave it away.
It's soaked in blood now.
Yeah. His win was the first time a native of Baltimore had returned to the city to defend a world title since featherweight champion Harry Jeffra beat Spider Armstrong in 1940.
Holy.
40.
60 years.
60. Jesus, another nickname. December 28th, 2019. Yuriorkis Gamboa he fights, who's 30-2 coming in. Alias El Ciclone de Guantanamo.
Guantanamo Cyclone.
Yeah, that's easy. The
Cyclone of Guantanamo.
Like the place or the
it's got to be the
camp,
bay, right?
Or the or like the prison.
He beat up all the guards for making him be naked in a pyramid.
They couldn't hold me. He's 30-2 though. He's a badass. State Farm Arena in Atlanta. This is. And this fight goes all 12 rounds.
Oh.
But not the distance. It's a TKO in the 12th round. Gamboa went down in rounds 2, 8, and 12, and eventually it's called off. And Gervonta is the winner, 23-0. And he is now the WBA World Lightweight Champion. He moved up in weight class.
Incredible.
So he's kicking fucking ass right now.
Yeah.
Yes. So good shit here. And he's the unified. I guess he defeated the former unified. Oh, this guy used to be the unified champion. So that's how that goes. Kicked a lot of ass here. Gamboa only landed 78 of 617 punches thrown.
Wow.
13%. Whereas Davis landed 37% of his punches. So
that'll win. Yeah.
That'll win. February 1st, 2020. Okay. There is some domestic violence charges here in Florida here. Davis was apparently, from CNN, observed battering his former girlfriend, according to the Coral Gables Police Department in a news report. According to the arrest report, the incident happened at a celebrity basketball game.
What?
Who the fuck? How dare you look at Drake shoot jumpers? I'll beat your ass. Who fucking does this?
What the fuck what could precipitate that?
I don't know. It was at the University of Miami. They have a child together, by the way. He could be seen in video surveillance walking over to the woman, grabbing her shirt with his right hand close to her throat, like up around her shirt collar there, dragging her by her shirt to a separate room. So dragging her away to, I guess, abuse her. Yeah. He's charged with simple battery, domestic violence. So they said that police said that the surveillance video shows Davis pulling his arm back and then forward, which is consistent with a strike to the face where the victim sustained injuries to her lip and left jaw.
Wow, he hit her in the mouth.
He fucking punched her in the mouth or smacked her in the mouth or did something here. She provided a statement to the police, and photos of her injuries are consistent with a strike to the face, they said. So she didn't look like that when she showed up at the celebrity basketball game, and left. So he voluntarily turned himself in. He's released on a $1,500 cash bond, and a representative for him would not answer any media questions here.
Yeah.
So
we got nothing to say.
He's 23-0, 24-0 if you count his girlfriend. It's not going well for him right now. So it is a 14-second video taken at the celebrity basketball game. Jesus Christ. That is not good. It's shown he leads her forcefully toward the exit. She clutches her collar. Two men follow, and the crowd watches. People are like, oh, shit, what's going on here?
What the fuck?
So, yeah, Jesus Christ. He will then say, an Instagram post that he removes a little later on. He said, I never once hit her.
Oh, dog, come on, man.
Yeah, I was aggressive and I told her, come on. That's the mother of my child. I would never hurt her other than Happy New Year. Other than that, Happy New Year's. I'd never hurt her. Other than that, Happy New Year's. He says January was trash with like 6 H's.
Okay.
And I never once hit her.
I'm sure it's not comfortable at home after you hit a woman. I'm sure it was a trash month.
It was real annoying, jail and all that sort of thing. He said he was looking forward to giving back to the city on a positive level. And he says, my little girl, she's a girl and she's helped me grow. He said, my daughter's changed me. She's made me grow up quicker because I don't just have a kid, I have a baby girl. She's made me more patient. I'm actually soft when I get around her. I don't think she changed me as a fighter, but she's changed me as a person. She's helped me mature. I'm
impressed with his vocabulary, and he's very well spoken for a kid that.
Oh, he's not a fucking idiot at all.
Had a tough time growing up. He's
paid
attention,
he's not dumb.
Obviously. Yeah.
Well, he's not dumb at all. He's not
he
fucking
just
stupid.
Doesn't know that you don't hit women.
If he was stupid, you could excuse his stupidity, but he's not.
Right.
He does something in this episode coming up here in a few that is just absolutely beyond the pale of fucking of awfulness. So his video had been viewed 6.7 million times.
Yeah.
Retweeted 9,600 times.
It's the best publicity he ever got.
And he had to shut down his social media accounts because of this whole shit.
Holy. Oh,
not
my
good.
God.
Yeah, not
that
great.
Much attention that he needs to get away from it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. 6.7 million people watch you drag your woman out of the fucking celebrity basketball game. you're not going to get a lot of love on that. Nice technique on the collar grabbing.
A lot of people of those 6 million, the first time they've heard of him are this moment.
Yeah, like, oh, God, what an awful person. So October 31st, 2020, he fights Leo Santa Cruz, alias El Terremoto. El Terremoto.
The terrible robot?
The terrible robot. Domo Arigato is his nickname. He's 37-1-1. And his career, 38-2-1. This is at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, and it's for a bunch of titles. Who cares? And it goes into the 6th round knockout for Gervonta again. 6th round knockout, 24-0. All sorts of champions, all sorts of shit here. So that is his pay-per-view debut on Showtime, defending his title there. So it's a big deal. 9,000 in attendance. And they're the main event. So he's got to carry the shit here. Davis was leading on all 3 judges' scorecards when he won. So he's kicking everybody's asses. So this was selected as the Ring Magazine Knockout of the Year award for 2020.
That right?
Absolutely. So this guy is an up-and-comer. If he can stay out of his own way.
Yeah.
Or in this case, if people will stay out of his way, Jesus fuck, man. November 5th, 2020. 1:55 a.m.
Oh, boy.
Right away, not good. Baltimore City police officers respond to a block of Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and Washington Boulevard for a two-vehicle collision between the 2 least alike vehicles that have ever existed.
Honda Prelude and a...
It is Prelude would be hot shit compared to this. This is those are very close compared to these two. A 2020 Lamborghini Urus.
Oh my.
And a 2004 Toyota Solara.
They don't even make it anymore.
No, you can't get 2 more different cars than that. Like,
was he driving the Toyota?
He was driving the Solara. Yes, absolutely. Like I said, I was going to say, give you one guess which car he was driving.
He crashed into fucking Mike Tyson.
It's his fault, too.
Really?
It's his fault.
Of course it is.
The red light camera showed a Lamborghini fucking going south on MLK, blew a red light, and struck the fucking front passenger side of the Toyota Solara that was driving west on the other on the other street with a green light.
T-boned him.
So, at the time of the crash, flyers had been circulating on social media about a birthday celebration for Gervonta at a downtown nightclub. They say he arrived at the club and hung out at midnight and left about 1:30. And less than 30 minutes later, he's blowing a red light and plowing into a Solara.
Wouldn't it be more impressive to get into a limo and leave?
Oh,
isn't that more impressive?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's so much better.
I'm not impressed with your Lamborghini. I'm impressed with your driver and a beautiful car.
When you get into a Lamborghini out in front of the place and they bring it up and then you go, run, 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 you rev it up and everybody looks, and that's what he's looking for. He wants people to look at him.
Right.
Yeah. Whereas a limo, people might still look at you.
Fuck, that's cool.
Get yourself a crazy limo.
Yeah.
Rent one with like a hot tub in the back, one of those ridiculous ones.
Get an extended Lamborghini limo. I don't give a shit.
Put like a hot tub in the back, like big Boss Hog Longhorn things on the hood. Get like a crazy fucking limo that everyone will notice. Get in there. Then you can beep like a specialized horn, like a Godfather horn as you drive away. Everyone will think you're cool. Don't worry.
You don't need this bullshit car, this fucking $300,000 what the fuck for?
Video from a convenience store here, their surveillance shit, showed the Lamborghini collide directly into the store's fence.
Wow.
After the crash, witness accounts and video showed a black Camaro arriving at the scene of the crash and people transferring items from the Lamborghini into the Camaro. And Gervonta and an unidentified woman in the passenger seat were captured on camera leaving the scene in the Camaro.
Unbelievable.
4 people in the Solara were injured in the collision and taken to the University of Maryland Shock Trauma Center.
That bad.
Yes, they said, quote, Jesus, this is the state's attorney here. Wow. Fortunately, the victims in this case were able to survive this alleged hit-and-run collision with recoverable injuries despite the potential for a far worse scenario. Wow. My office will continue to do our part to hold reckless drivers accountable when their harmful actions put innocent lives in jeopardy. Gervonta is going to be charged with 14 counts of various traffic violations that happened during. I'll give you the 14 counts, then I'm going to tell you a little more about this. That's fucking insane. That makes it so much worse. 4 counts of failure to immediately return and remain at the scene of an accident involving bodily injury. Failure of a driver involved in an accident to render reasonable assistance to injured person. We'll talk about that. Failure of a vehicle driver involved in an accident to furnish required ID and license. Failure of vehicle driver involved in an accident to exhibit license to police. Failure by driver involved in an accident to report to nearest police. Failure to locate and notify owner of unattended property of damage. So that's the store. Failure of this driver to furnish required ID information in writing on unattended vehicle property. Person driving motor vehicle on highway on suspended license. He's got a suspended license. Person driving motor vehicle on highway on revoked license. Driving motor vehicle on highway without required license. And driver failed to stop at steady circular red signal. A fucking red light. So, if he convicted on everything, he faces a maximum of 7 years in prison.
That seems light for 4 fucking people you injured.
That's what I'm saying here, but he's indicted March 23rd, 2021 in this hit and run crash here. Apparently, and this is the really bad thing, apparently, Jesus Christ, these fucking people, they had, quote, fairly serious injuries, and they were like banging on the window, begging him for help. Yeah. He just looked and he was like, nah, fuck that. Called his boy up to come fucking pick him up. And just left these people begging for help, injured in a car, just got his shit out and was like, come on, let's go. Got in the car and drove away.
With broken legs and shit.
Couldn't even have like popped a fucking door open and pulled one of them out. Then be like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. None of that shit. So it was registered to a Florida man, it said. Wasn't even registered to him. And so the Solaris. It's not even
his car.
No. Just something he's driving. The Solara's airbags deployed and the Solara's destroyed, rendering $1,200 in damage at least. That car could explode and you'd go, oh, $900 up down the drain. 20-year-old shitty Toyota. So the Lamborghini's base list price was $200,000. A little different. The police previously said the vehicle did not have license plates, but the occupants had run away. They said the occupants of the vehicle fled location after the crash, but the driver was identified as Gervonta Bryant Davis, and there you go. They said that Gervonta was possibly injured, but they didn't know if he was or not. Holy shit. The people in the Solara were all Baltimore residents, 2 women aged 18 and 19, and 2 males, 20 and 18. Bunch of college kids.
Couple kids out on a double date.
Not anymore. The double date has been moved to the hospital.
Yeah.
More expensive than a restaurant. So I can't believe that, though, that he would they were begging for help.
Begging for help. And
please help us. And he was like, nah.
I got to go, guys.
Fuck that. This is bullshit, man. This is crazy. So, I mean, Jesus Christ, you got to feel fucking bad for people wanting to get help and fight their way out of a Toyota. Right. It's bad enough we're driving a Toyota Solara. Please help us. Now we're injured also? Fuck, man. This sucks. So, I mean, I feel bad for them. I obviously feel bad for his girlfriend getting yanked around. There's a lot of people I feel bad for, but not nearly as bad as I feel for Gervonta Davis, business analyst at C.H. Robinson in Detroit, Michigan. Yep, he went to college and everything, this person.
Unbelievable.
Yep. June 26, 2021, Mario Barrios, he fights, alias El Azteca.
The Aztec.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. 26-0 for this guy coming in. This is in Atlanta. He knocks Barrios down twice in round 8, once in round 11. Barrios is all cut up under his eye, and it's a TKO in 11 rounds for a win for Gervonta. He doesn't get distracted by all of his problems.
No kidding.
I'll tell you that much. So, he's doing well. He was ahead on all the scorecards as well. And, this is going up a weight class, too.
Really?
So, here we go. August 21st, 2021. He's on board a private plane
All right.
At the Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport.
All right.
I didn't even know existed. So
we're going somewhere fun.
That tells you that we're not in that realm of anything because we didn't know. These are airports that we don't even know are airports.
We didn't even know they exist.
Didn't know you could do that. Probably because we'd never flown on a private plane before. That's probably a good part of it.
No PJs for me.
This plane crashes shortly after takeoff.
What?
According to the FAA, the multi-engine Gulfstream G4 had landing gear malfunction when taking off. The plane lost a nose wheel and left the runway while attempting to take off shortly before 2 p.m. 14 people on board. Fire rescue said one person sustained injuries, but everyone else is fine. It didn't get up very far. It just kind of went up and down and crashed.
And the wheel came off. How does a wheel come off your fucking plane? That's
what's crazy. He said, quote, this is Gervonta, the plane crashed. The plane didn't even take off. It took off, but it didn't take off. Oh, my God. I'm good. It's just that my ass is hot. I'm sitting on this hot-ass concrete.
Okay. So
my ass is hot. Yeah, that's all. December 5th, 2021, he fights Isaac Cruz, a.k.a. the Pitbull.
Yeah.
21-1 for the Pitbull here, and this fight is going to go all 12 rounds. It's a unanimous decision for Gervonta. He's supposed to fight a different guy. He was supposed to fight Rolando Romero, but Romero was pulled from the fight due to sexual assault charges made against him.
Let's leave that guy in.
Yeah, between the two of them, yeah. Him and the guy who fucking left people in a Lamborghini, or drove his Lamborghini into people and left them there. Someone we don't like is going to get punched in the face a lot.
Somebody deserves this.
That's why I've always said boxing is a great thing, because you get to see someone talk shit, act like an asshole, do all this shit for so long, and you know for a fact they're going to get punched in the face for like a half hour straight, just constantly punched in the face for a while. It's a great sport.
Sexual assault allegations. This is the only sport I approve of them going forward.
Yeah, especially if he's fighting someone better than him.
Right.
Kick his ass.
Make him fight somebody 2 weight classes above him.
That's what I want. He said that he fought through an injury. He said, I hurt my left hand in probably the 6th round. It is what it is. That's what comes with the sport. I felt that later in the fight, Cruz was breaking down, but I hurt my hand, so I couldn't get him out of there. Okay. Couldn't hit him hard enough to knock him out. He did say that a star was born tonight, saying Cruz was a badass. He said, quote, they asked him about a bunch of other fighters, and he said, all them guys is easy work. I'm the top dog.
Oh.
That's right. So, top dog on May 28, 2022, fresh off his sexual assault allegations, Rolando Romero is fighting him now. He's 14-0 coming into this fight. He is currently, by the way, 15-1-1 in his career, but under a suspension by the Nevada Athletic Commission until June of 2023. So,
for the things,
it's almost ready. I assume so. So this is at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Goes into the 6th round where it's a TKO. Gervonta wins. He's 27-0. Rolando revealed on his Instagram page that no charges would end up being filed against him. The sexual assault, abuse, whatever it was, charges could not be substantiated. He was ready to fight, baby.
Wow.
So November 13th, 2022, the charges of him domestic violence for dragging his girlfriend around, they're dropped.
Wow.
So like a couple years later, they're finally dropped. But he won't be outdone.
No.
This is December 13th, 2020, or that was the 13th. December 27th, in the holiday spirit.
Yeah.
He could be wearing a Santa hat. He's arrested for
brand new slippers.
Brand new slippers for allegedly striking a woman with a, quote, closed hand type slap.
That's called
a punch, usually. Yeah, that's last time I checked, that's a punch.
No matter how it's thrown, that's a punch.
Yeah, there's a 911 call from the woman. ESPN obtains the audio where you can hear her say, quote, please help me. I need help, please. I'm trying to go home. I have a baby in the car, and he attacked me. He's going to kill me.
Who is she?
Some lady that he wants to beat, apparently.
Oh, boy.
Call ends moments later. Then she calls back 50 seconds afterwards crying and says, I need to go. I'm in danger right now. So police were contacted by a representative from the Mercedes-Benz Emergency Center who said the woman pressed the emergency button in her car and said that a man was, quote, speeding at her.
Oh.
So he's chasing her with the car. She just hit the emergency button, and they were like, what's up? And she was like, yo, fucking help me.
So
which was
did
smart.
He hit her somewhere else, or did he? Is this a road rage thing?
Well, yeah, it goes from she was in the car, I'm trying to leave, he's trying to kill me, to then she's in the car and he's quote, speeding. So yeah, it seems like she pulled out, and that's how it went. Wow. So he's arrested on domestic battery charges here, on domestic violence charge here. He gave her the closed hand gave her an abrasion on the inside of her upper lip. He cut her mouth open.
He punched her in the mouth.
In front of her child, by the way, also. And then began to damage her car tires. That's what he was trying to do, so she couldn't fucking drive away. He's released from jail, and he posted a message on Instagram that said this. Okay.
I didn't do it.
It's got a link to the ESPN.com story.
Wow.
And it says, I never put my hands on my child mother nor my fucking daughter. Are you fucking crazy? ! !2. He said, I'm not a monster. I've been quiet for too long.
You awoken the monster.
Motherfucker. He says, well, here's a long one. Wow, this is great. Quote, do not let these people misguide you on all this bullshit. This was just yesterday, moments before me and my child and my mother had argument.
Yeah.
Okay. Watching Frozen with my oldest daughter.
Yeah.
Wow. I get that song can drive you crazy, but not to this.
He said, let it go, friend.
No, I never put my hands on my child nor my fucking daughter. On my child mother, nor my fucking daughter. Are you crazy? I'm not a monster. I've been quiet for too long. I don't have media team, PR, good lawyer. You should have all of that.
Yeah.
Especially the lawyer. Spokesman, nothing off that. I think he means of that. That's the only reason I'm doing this now, just to clear my name. I've been doing this shit on my own since I started this shit. Yeah. These people done put out so much stuff, aired this everywhere, and have a fucking helicopter flying over my house now as I write this because they look at this shit as money to them and trying to get as much money as possible. There's no punctuation. Once in a while, there's an exclamation point or an ellipses.
Yeah.
They rushed to my child mother offering her $50K just to pressure charges like they did with my first child mother. So bad they couldn't get her, so they got a lady they calmed. She was into the mess also, a lady that known for suing people for money reasons.
He used to be very smart. What has happened?
Yeah. They got her, which I have to pay $300K to, and I didn't lay a finger on her or even know what this lady looks like. Apparently he had to pay somebody for doing some shit. They doing this for money and also to destroy me. I'm not a monster. Again, twice now. Uh-huh. I have two beautiful daughters that have to grow up someday and see this bullshit. So, yeah.
27-0. This is what's happened to him.
Some bullshit. Yeah, this is not good. This isn't good. So apparently December 30th, 3 days later, she recants her story, takes it all back.
Okay.
It's got a couple of bucks here. Yeah. She said, he did not harm me or our daughter.
Okay.
She released a statement saying she made an unnecessary call to law enforcement in an intense moment while I was frantic. Otherwise known as scared for my life.
Right. How did your mouth become bloody, love? What happened?
Yeah. Well, things happen sometimes.
Oh,
and that's what she's saying now. That's not what I'm saying. These past few days have been hurtful and extremely exhausting for all parties involved. I pride myself on being extremely private. This situation was the last thing I wanted to be public. The state of our relationship has been in a fragile space, and Gervonta and I were both at fault for the argument.
Oh, no.
While the emotions were running high, I made an unnecessary call to law enforcement in an intense moment when I was frantic. Gervonta did not harm me or our daughter. Today, we have sought the help necessary to move forward with our lives. I'm confident that we will succeed within our co-parenting dynamic with the counseling provided to us.
Holy.
He might say he doesn't have PR people, but he had someone write that. I'll tell you that much. He didn't fucking write it. No. I know that much.
Whoever wrote his Instagram post did not write that.
No. So his fiance now, as of January 2023, I don't know if this is the same woman or not, Vanessa Poso, she is seen at his fights and all that kind of thing. She's a model and an Instagram person here. She has 717,000 followers.
She's doing all right.
Yeah, she posts videos and photos where she, it's a fashion shit. And
I don't know. You telling me she's got titties?
I think she's got tits and clothes. Yeah. She is a Fashion Nova influencer, posting content for them, works for a couple other companies and all this type of shit. That's his fiance, he announces.
Okay. He's got a professional hot chick.
Professional hot chick. Yep. It says, quote, she's also a businesswoman who uses her influencer skills to promote her company, Rich Girls with a Z, which she founded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her skills.
Don't lose, Gervonta. Let me tell you that.
Left and right one.
Yep. January 7th, 2023, Hector Luis Garcia, alias El Androide.
Oh, the android.
The android. 16-0, and right now his career is in a 16-1 limbo because he is suspended by the District of Columbia Combat Sports Commission indefinitely. So we don't know what the fuck he did here. I assume probably
it's sexual allegations.
That or substance. That's a substance thing, indefinitely.
Oh yeah, that or beating some. Yeah, I guess beating.
If you beat
anything.
a woman, they tell you how long you're suspended for. If you take steroids, they go, we don't know when you're going to be ready. Could be forever.
When we forgive, we forgive. But until then.
Until then, you're out, sir. So, this fight's like 5 months ago here. Capital One Arena in Washington. This goes 9 rounds here. And it is a TKO win for Gervonta.
Wow.
So, yeah.
The man has never lost.
Nope. This is his first fight since splitting from Floyd Mayweather Jr., the promoter.
He's done with their stuff, huh?
It was a closely contested fight. Gervonta landed a flush straight left early in the 8th round. Soon after, a fight broke out in the crowd at ringside with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in the 8th round, causing the fight to be halted temporarily. If you have put on such a spectacle in the crowd that we have to stop the fight that's under the lights and on the raised fucking platform what everyone's staring at.
And on television.
If it's that big of a fight, there's some shit going on there. And the fight goes back, and he ends up winning, like we said here. So February 16th, 2023, he's back in court and pleading guilty to leaving the scene of an accident involving bodily injury, failing to notify of property damage, driving with a revoked license, and running a red light.
Okay.
Yep. He waived his right to trial and said, I'll take it. So there we go. He says, all I'll say, quote, Jesus Christ, all I'll say is on a personal level is that hitting a pregnant woman, refusing to help her, then calling a friend to pick you up and fleeing the scene is grotesque. This is the prosecutor.
One of the girls was pregnant?
Yeah. Don't let her out. That's fuck you. God. This wasn't a heat-of-the-moment mistake, but a deliberate and intentional feat of jaw-dropping selfishness. Wow. He basically had to walk by them a couple times because he had to go get his stuff out and then put more in the car and then go back. And the whole time, please help. He's like, nah, I'm getting my phone out of the car.
I'm pregnant. Shut up, bitch.
My AirPods fell between the seat. You know what a pain in the ass that is? It's down by the seatbelt. I can't reach my hand in. It sucks.
It's a Lamborghini, lady.
There's no room in here, lady.
It's real
like
tight.
It's real tight. That is fucking wild. So February 23rd, 2023, he is arraigned in Florida in connection with the domestic violence charge.
Oh.
She pulled it back, but the cops aren't pulling it back. They heard the tape, and they know what happened. So he pleads not guilty after allegedly hitting the mother of his 1-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Very nice here. Next up He fights April 22nd, 2023, Ryan Garcia, alias King R.Y., very creative, King Rye. 23-0 coming in. His career is currently stalled at 23-1 because he is suspended by the Nevada Athletic Commission until October. Don't go near Gervonta. It'll rub off on you. This fight is at the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. Garcia goes down in rounds 2 and 7, and it's a knockout in the 7th round. And Davis, Gervonta wins here, and comfortably ahead on all 3 scorecards, doing great. May 5th, 2023, Gervonta is sentenced in a hit-and-run case here. Yeah. So here's the sentencing here. Oh, boy. He is sentenced to, you, sir, may fuck off, suspended prison term.
Oh, my God. So if you fuck up, you're going to prison for this?
Yeah, 90 days of home detention so that he can attend programs and 3 years of supervised probation.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's
got
in the
system now. It's now trouble.
And he has to do 200 hours of community service that the judge said can't be involved with boxing at all. Has to be outside of boxing. So he can't just hang out with some kids and tell them to throw their left harder. And he has to do it in Baltimore City as well. So the judge rejected, in 2022, the judge rejected a plea deal that sought no jail time and included 2 months of home detention. One of the victims previously said in court she was pregnant and asked Gervonta to help her get out of the car, but he left the scene and didn't return. The judge was upset, saying 3 words, "I am sorry, and you're not man enough to do it." He told fucking, that's all you had to say. 3 words, and you can't do it, you pussy. So, you asshole. So Gervonta's coming off, big wins here. He's looking great, and that's how it goes for him. So his earnings here, they said he makes about $2.5 million a year. He's made in his career somewhere in the region of $30 million.
Wow.
His net worth right now is about $4 million, they say. But
what the fuck?
Number one, we don't know how reliable that is because there are sites that say that we have $20 million each. So for sure, that's not right. Guarantee. Nice. You know how you know that? Because you can hear our voices. That's how you know that's not true.
We're still doing this.
Because if either of us had $20 million, if I had 20 and Jimmie didn't, I'd say, well, let's make you 22, so we'd still do it. But if we both have $20 million, you will never hear our names again. Yeah. We'll be sitting on the beaches in Maine pulling lobsters out of the ocean.
You'll never see me on any form of social media.
Nope. You may hear me laughing on a fall evening in the breeze. You may hear my laughter echoing throughout the Northeast. But outside of that, you're not going to see or hear from us for shit.
As I start a fire to grill lobsters with hundreds.
More kindling? Here you go.
It's a brick.
So by the way, Gervonta here, he's currently undefeated.
Yeah.
Except in court. He's got a court defeat, but nowhere else.
He catches L's all day in the court.
He is absolutely covered in tats. I mean, there's tats on top of tats that overlap on other tats. Right in the middle here of his neck, like over his Adam's apple, he's got like an open space with a big blessed in fucking cursive lettering.
What? Like a basic white girl?
Yeah, blessed. And then all around it's everything else. Lions and fucking flowers and when friends were killed on fucking, on Edmondson Avenue. Yeah. Division in gold. Fucking, it's got, this person.
Right on his hip.
Right on his hip. So there he goes. He's out there. You
on
can see
probation.
him fight.
Under supervision. Yeah. He has rules that he has to follow. This is going to go so bad. This is going to get way worse.
This guy will definitely win the most likely to have another Crime and Sports episode award because...
absolutely going to prison one day.
Yeah, this is the middle of a story.
Yep.
Is what this is. This is the middle of a story. Then he's going to start losing. Yep. Once he starts losing, more brain damage. Yep. He's going to get hit more. He's going to act crazier. He's going to need money. His behavior will get more erratic. This is just our prediction. We don't know. Boy. Not like we haven't seen it a couple, 300-something times. We've seen it a bit. Yeah. And he's on that path, on the downhill path. Once you're publicly hitting women.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's a different public or private, that's a big moat to cross, okay? There are people on different sides of that moat. There's willing to hit a chick guys, and there's not willing to hit a chick guys, and there's a big divide of a river in between them. But there's a moat on the will hit chicks guys of we'll do it in the privacy of a area so no one knows about it. Then there's the we'll kick her ass in front of the fucking neighbors. Domestic violence guy.
Bleed with witnesses.
I will scream at her over her 911 call going, bitch, I'll hit you again while she's talking to 911.
Right.
Then there's that guy.
All right.
So
and
Gervonta,
I think that's where he's at.
Well, one was at a celebrity basketball game. For the love of God, people, even in the 50s, you wouldn't even beat your kid at a celebrity basketball game. You go, wait till we get home. I'm going to whoop your little fucking ass. You don't beat anybody. Yeah, and then the other one was outdoors. Like, fuck, man, that's crazy. So here we go. That is this. This is if one of the kids from The Wire in Cuddy's gym stuck with it, and this is exactly where he'd be right now.
Absolutely.
So, picture Spider didn't get mad that Cuddy was fucking his mom. This is where he would be. I'm sure we've angered Gervonta Davis. He might also
hate us.
Most likely to find and kill us also. That's possible.
And he'll hit women, so he'll certainly hit me.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I don't know
Thankfully.
Thankfully,
he'll hit me. Yeah, I'm taller than him, but he'll definitely hit me, I feel like. I got a foot on him. I might be able to just keep him at arm's length, but he's going to fucking I don't want to get hit by him, I'll tell you that much. Little or not.
I think he'd pick me I think he'd sneak me.
Well, he likes hitting people's glasses, as we've established.
We're gonna show up in D.C. and I'm gonna get snuck.
I'm gonna be real careful in D.C. Put it that way. I'm showing up too, like right before the show, like an hour. So I am not going to be in D.C. for any amount of time, and then driving home afterwards. So I will be in D.C. for the amount of the show, and we will have security.
Inconspicuous car. I'm not driving a fucking Solara.
Anybody with a West Baltimore address, we're going to have to be patted down at least at the door. So that is Gervonta Davis, everybody, and a wild goddamn story of a man whose rose has not fully bloomed. Put it that way.
It's still a bud.
It's just opening. You can smell. You go, it's going to be beautiful when it's bloomed, but man, is he going to do some stuff. It's going to be a big old blossom, and that's what's going on here. If you like that show, tell the world about it. Damn it, get on whatever app you're listening on, Apple Podcasts, this one, that one, whatever it is, give us 5 stars. It does help a lot, helps drive us up the charts, and helps get us noticed, so thank you for doing that. Also, you want to follow us on social media. We're at Crime and Sports on Facebook. We're at Crime and Sports on Twitter, at Small Town Murder on Instagram. Follow us there. You certainly want to head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Tickets to live shows and also tons of merch. Live shows, they're sold out through most of the summer, but August the 12th in Chicago, tickets available for that one. It's going to be our biggest show ever. So come out and see us, have a huge party, hang out with us, and then also D.C., like we said, fingers crossed we survived that, Philly, Atlanta, Dallas and Charlotte. So there you go. Those are the only ones with tickets remaining. Everything else sold out for now. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Head to patreon.com/crime in sports. That is where you get all the bonus materials. We put out tons of bonus stuff. We are the best bargain in Patreon, I got to say. I will say that. You get, for $5 a month or above, you get the whole back catalog immediately of bonus stuff, which is like 200 episodes of bonus shit. That if you've never been a patron, you've never heard it before. And then in addition to that, every other week you get 2 new episodes.
Brand new.
One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder, and you get access to not just one of them, you get access to all of it, goddamn. Anything we put out bonus, you're going to get for this. So this week what you're going to get, for Crime and Sports, we're going to talk about Stairway to Stardom, which has nothing to do with sports whatsoever. We needed a palate cleanser, and this is it, and it is hilarious. It's a public access television show that was in the New York City area from late 70s to early 90s, and it's like fucking public access Star Search.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. It was on public access, and people come on and sing terribly, and bad comedians.
And you think that sounds low budget. It's much lower than that.
Oh, it's lower than that. Way lower. And I showed it to Jimmie after the virtual live show last time, and I don't know if it was the weed talking or what, but my God, Was he on the floor laughing multiple times?
Graphics, James, are so good.
Oh, God. Like I said, want to hear an Indian guy sing New York, New York? We got it for you. Got you covered. No problem. We got all this crazy shit that we'll show you. Yeah. And then we'll play some clips. And then for Small Town Murder, it's the prisoner dating game, everybody. We're back again. Oh, baby. Who is Jimmie going to pick? Whoever it is, it will be the wrong choice.
It'll be bad.
That's right. He's going to pick from a choice of 4 men, 4 women. He's going to pick one of each, bachelors and bachelorettes who have 2 things in common. 1, they're being looked over by Jimmie for possible romantic interest. And 2, they're currently incarcerated for a violent felony. So see who Jimmie picks, and then we'll find out what they did once he picks them and find out what monster did I select. And that'll be a lot of fun. That is, Jesus Christ, patreon.com/crime and sports is where you get all of that shit. And the other thing you get's a shout out.
You bet.
You get a shout-out. When does that shout-out happen?
Shit, right now.
Right now. Jimmie, hit me with the list of people who would never destroy our Toyota Solara with their Lamborghini and then leave our pregnant bodies to be injured in a car as you drove away. Hit me with them right fucking now.
This week's executive producers are Travis Nunez and his wife Lola's 3rd anniversary. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You stuck it out.
Hey,
3
you made
years.
It.
That's successful already.
That's almost 2 decades. That's great.
Catherine Kokra, happy birthday, and thank you so much. Concra. Catherine Concra. I think that's you're amazing. Thank you, truly.
Happy birthday with your unpronounceable name.
Very kind donation. Also, Larry Butterfast and his glorious beard. He's not going to make it to a show this year because we're not in San
we're not in
Francisco.
SoCal anywhere on the West Coast, really.
Yeah, we're just San Diego.
San Diego, that's right.
Christine Lee Gomez, she's on vacation in the DR. Enjoy yourself. And not to bring you down too much, but one of the strongest people I have ever met in my entire life, Allie Grimes, passed away, and it super affected me the last few weeks. You guys, I created a GoFundMe for her and Ezra because she was traveling to Phoenix to get treatment for her cancer, and she was incredibly young, but she was so sweet. She passed away, but thank you guys so much for donating. Yeah, remember we met them in Sacramento?
I remember. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I remember them well. Absolutely. So she had murder pants on.
Yeah.
They were cool as fuck. Yeah, they were really cool people.
But you guys gave her and Ezra much more time together than they would have had. And so thank you. It's fucking amazing. You guys are great people. And Ezra, you're in my thoughts, bud. Other producers this week: Long Duck Dong and his Argyle sweater, the handsome Gorilla Monsoon, Rabbi Shmulevich's renewed vows with Shitta Perlman, Peyton Meadows, Georgia Lipton, Scott Atanasio, Janice Hill, Mason Whitlock, Becca Lafferty, Renee Mazier, Catherine Watts, Alex Carroll, Lexus Wheating. Hyuding. All right. Cody, a.k.a. Timmy. Martin Henderson, Michael Jaspers, Alex Keys, Brian Kimball, Tabitha Cates, Helen Larson, Matt Brandon, Dan Rutkowski, and Sheehan, Kyle Hamlin, Connor Cox, Ezra Kushmal, Elizabeth Carbonaro. Hey, that's a dish. Jessica Seeley, Bradley Freeman, Jasmine H, Yasmin maybe, Caitlin with no last name, Ryan Bender, Matthew Duhlman, Lily Brandstrom, Becky Johnston, Christina Herdrick, Robert LeBeau, Bob LeBeau, Scott Mitchell, probably not that one, right? V with no last name. Just the letter V. Jacob Brown, Nicole with no last name. Rebecca Ramirez, Jeremy Reel, Les Levine, Megan Kenyon, Trey Spencer, Lauren H., Jessica Lloyd, Nico Sanchez, Michael Robinson, Susan Mazur, Jacob Murney, Ruth Cottrell. Jen Gay. Zoloft Pony, that's fun. Levi Cleland, Ray Lopez, Abby Rogers, Mitchell Lawson, Nico Sanchez, Jen McSee, Crystal Slaughter, Miranda with no last name, Amanda with no last name, Sarah Millington, Saray, what did I do? That's a misspell. That's Sarah Millington, Michelle with no last name, Caitlin Harris, Monique.
She can call herself Saray if she wants.
Monique Archuleta, Colton Hoffman, Rachel Wellman, Frank Schwartz, Calvin Fishburne, Renee Garner, Natalie Brown, Ochoa 88, D Daly 94, Asia Andruskiuk. Sorry, Asia. Zach Ballinger, Linda Loves Linda, Emily R.R.C., Riri C., Mason Newton, Jeremiah Bankston, Tom Farah, Nick German's Giant Schlong. I don't believe you. Hope Moore, Brant Graham, Dawana Dooley, Travis Durrett, Clarissa with no last name, Jen H., Monica with no last name, Tiffany Reyna Robinette, Blanca, Bianca. It's Bianca. Pet Q. Amber Schultz, Tina Rodriguez, Sherry Stone, Brian Meacham, Sage Atterbury, Tom with no last name, Mr. Shatterlaw, Luminous Brandon, Kimberly Platt, it's just an L, Michelle Dyer, Jennifer Schellenberg, Amy Boswell, Elizabeth Purcell Snyder, Marcy Campbell, Marty Lopez, Nick Haupt, Martine Harris, Nicole Borisov.
Or Martin, one of the two.
Could be. It's an I. There's an E on the end. That's definitely Martine, right?
Okay.
It might be Martina, and I typed an E, and it should be an A.
Yeah, that's
who fucking
possible.
knows?
Anything's possible.
They're wonderful people.
You know who you are, motherfucker.
Nicole Borisov, I think I said that. Bob Reed, Brandy Maddox, Jordan Kornreich, Jackie Mack.
The Reich of Corn.
Holly Chase. Bartender Joe Boo needs a refill. Joe Boo. Who's Joe Boo?
Fucking
Joe
Major
Boo.
League.
Fuck you, Joe Boo.
Yeah, I say fuck you, Joe Boo.
Ryan Dunn, Austin Riblet, Jeremy Armand, Emily Jedlicki, Rachel Johnson, Red Knots 420, Jade Linton, Lauren Montgomery, Courtney Yayo Man, Jody Bates, that's an easy one. That is Jody Bates. Kimberly Miller,
Jody.
Chandler Christopherson, Amy Fitzgerald, Lauren Reagan, Jesse Booth, Kenneth Coulter, Missy with no last name, Chet Hawley Jr., Ramon Andrade, Tracy Hansen, So Real. That's a good one, I guess. Melissa Daly, Karen Aronson, Pat Schlusterat, School Astra. Wow. Huey Francis. Dawn would know. Huey. Huey. What? All right. Dawn with no last name. Ashley Kahn maybe. Sylvia Olivares. Brianna Hoffer. To cousin. Polly Crinkle Cuts.
Hey.
Maybe it's your cousin, and I don't know. Carl Hess, Lord Connor, Denise Carter, Heroes with no last name, Misty Bailey, Jimmy Faust, Kate and Kate's mom, Tyler, Michael Burrows, Tyler with no last name, Michael Burrows, Joshua Richard, Lisa with no last name, Lance Zeppelin, Michelle Mandel, Faith Stevison, Kate Sanders, SW, Rebecca Wood, Boaters Wani. That's got to be a... What is that? Is that a miss? All right. Donna Ogden, Avi Smith, and all of our patrons. Obviously, you're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for all that you do for us. Thank you for hanging with us. We really hope you enjoy the Patreon episodes. And
it means the most.
By the way, hit us up. If you're a patron, hit us up on like social media and say stuff that you'd be interested in to see on Patreon. Because Patreon is such a loose format for us. Yeah. If we can make it funny, that's what Patreon's about. Funny
fun.
shit. So if we can make it funny, we're looking for any weird subjects to talk about for Patreon. It's good shit. Sports stuff, non-sports stuff.
Yeah.
If it's weird, it's us. We'll put it that way. So it's fun shit. Keep doing that. If you want to follow us on social media individually, it's very easy to do that. Just head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Right. Check those list of links, and you can find that. You can find all our tickets. You can find all that shit there. Merchandise, that's the magical portal, is that links thing there. So get in there, do that, keep hanging with us over and over again. And once again, Sergio Mitre, sorry about that. It keeps coming up because everyone's like, holy Jesus, people listening go, fuck, man. I'm depressed now. I'm like, oh, sorry. So we gave you the Pappas brothers.
We didn't do it.
I didn't.
They did it. Yeah.
I don't even know who these people are. None of them. So thank you so much for joining us, and keep coming back and seeing us. And live from the Crime and Sports Studios, we will see you next week.
Bye.
If you like crime and sports, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Have you ever gotten a message out of the blue? Maybe you ignore them, or maybe you end up in conversation. Maybe they tell you about an amazing offer.
I can really show you how to make some money.
And maybe that gets you into a lot of trouble. But this isn't a story about people like you, the people receiving these messages. This is a story about the people behind the messages, on the other end of the line. Thousands of them, working in a microcity built for scammers. From Wondery, the makers of Dr. Death and Kill List, comes Scam Factory, a new series about survival at the expense of others. Follow Scam Factory on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Scam Factory early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.